The lion paced, 5 steps forward, 5 steps back. His cage was small and bare. The air was thick with the stench of sawdust and despair. The crowds roared. They cheered for his tricks. They didn't see his misery. They didn't see his spirit breaking. Every day was the same, the crack of the whip, the roar of the crowd, the ache in his muscles, the longing in his heart. He dreamed of open plains. He yearned for the thrill of the hunt. He was a king without a kingdom, a prisoner in his prime. His name was Aslan, a name that meant lion in a language he no longer remembered, a language that spoke of freedom and wildness. He was a shadow of his ancestors, a pale imitation of the majestic creatures who once roamed free. But even in captivity, a spark of defiance flickered within him, a deep-seated longing for something more, something true, something wild. He would never truly be broken, not entirely. Word spread through the animal rights community. Whispers of a captive lion, broken and abused. They called him Aslan, a king held captive. Their hearts burned with righteous anger. They would be his voice. Days turned into weeks as they planned his rescue. Every detail scrutinized, every risk assessed. Failure was not an option. Aslan's life depended on their success. The night of the rescue arrived, cloaked in darkness and urgency. The circus was quiet, the crowds long gone. The only sound was the distant hum of traffic. A small team of dedicated individuals moved with precision. Their hearts pounded with determination. The lock on Aslan's cage yielded to their tools. He flinched, startled by the intrusion. They spoke to him in soft, reassuring tones. Their words were unfamiliar, but their intent was clear. They were there to help. The journey to the sanctuary was long. Aslan was wary. He had learned to be suspicious of kindness. But as the miles passed, a glimmer of hope began to flicker within him. He could sense the change in the air, the scent of freedom. The sanctuary was a haven, a place of peace and healing. Rolling grasslands stretched as far as the eye could see. Trees offered shade from the sun. A watering hole shimmered in the distance. For the first time in what felt like forever, Aslan felt safe. He was surrounded by others like him, lions who had also known the sting of captivity. They bore the scars of their past, but they also carried an air of resilience, of hope. Aslan was no longer alone. The days turned into weeks, the weeks into months. With each passing day, Aslan grew stronger. His coat regained its luster. His roar, once a whimper, echoed across the savannah. He was rediscovering who he was meant to be. Section 4. The Roar Returns. Aslan stalked through the tall grass. His muscles rippled with power. His eyes, once clouded with despair, now gleamed with a primal fire. He was no longer the broken prisoner. He was a lion reborn. The thrill of the hunt coursed through his veins. The antelope never knew what hit them. It was instinctual, it was exhilarating, it was freedom. As the sun set, casting long shadows across the savannah, Aslan raised his head and let out a roar, a sound that spoke of defiance, of victory, of hope. It was a roar that echoed across the plains, a testament to the indomitable spirit of a lion. Aslan's story is a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of places, the light of freedom can still shine through. Section 5. Our Shared World. Aslan's journey is a call to action, a plea for us to be better stewards of this planet we share, to protect those who cannot protect themselves. We must demand an end to the exploitation of animals for entertainment. We must support organizations dedicated to rescuing and rehabilitating animals in need. We must educate ourselves and others about the plight of captive animals. The fight for Aslan and countless others like him is far from over, but together, we can make a difference. We can be the change we wish to see in the world. We can ensure that all animals, great and small, are treated with the dignity and respect they deserve. Remember Aslan, remember his roar, and never stop fighting for a world where all creatures are free.